brothers Lumière or Georges Méliès being film pioneers from the early years of cinema. And only a few years later, WKL Dixon jumped here at the Prinsengracht on a boat with a huge and heavy Mutograph camera and filmed the Prinsengracht 1899.
The Mutoscope and Biograph Company was funded by William Kennedy Laurie Dixon. He used to work for Edison, but when he quit, he came to England, and from England onwards, he made a few trips to Europe, where he filmed for his own company. Dixon invented a very exceptional camera. It's called the Mutograph, and it uses a large format film, 68mm film, which is unique to their system. And thanks to this 68mm stock, the films have unique detail.
So this is the 68mm format. It's one of the films from our collection. As you can see, the format, as it says, is 68mm wide. And I have 35mm film here as a comparison, which is the normal format for all the cinema releases and so forth, which is of course way smaller. If you compare the image to that image, it's not just double as big, but it's like close to 6 to 8 times as big. And the other thing that you see is that 68mm film doesn't have perforation holes, and 35mm has. That it doesn't have perforation holes is a problem in transport, of course, because the perforation holes were there to make it easier to transport the film through the camera, but also through the projector. The other thing is that you see is it's way thinner and a bit flimsier than the 35mm, which makes it more, like it breaks quicker and so forth. The film was transported with rubber bands through the camera, and the white stains that you see here are still the remains that you see from the transport in the camera. The scratches that you see are actually real scratches on this film, which we think are remains from the transport through the projector.
So if we have the 68mm nitrate with a scratch, we leave the scratch there. So we do not want to have material from 1898 to have a 2020 look. So there is still some little lines and things in the image, which gives you exactly the right sense of how life was 120 years ago.
It's not the first time that we preserved our 68mm collection. We actually did it already in 2000. There was a big project where we preserved all of our 68mm films analogically. We had a 35mm copy made from these, which was the only method that was possible back then. Now that the digital era has approached, we can actually scan these materials, and we have done that now in 8K in 2 different methods, one with a rostrum camera and one with a wet gate scanner.
At Eye Filmmuseum, we have over 200 films in the original 68mm format. These very short films made by Mutoscope don't only show the big events, they only show some daily life recordings, but these are really the essence of early cinema, because the early cinema is about capturing movement, and therefore these films showing smokes or waves and moving images like trains and so on, they really show us the enthusiasm about the earliest films.
Well, thanks to the support of the European Commission, we were able to scan and restore more than 50 films out of the collection of 200 films. We could scan and digitize them on the highest resolution, 8K we call that, so that's really a terrific result. And of course, these brand new restored images we want to show to the world. We made a compilation film that is going to travel through the world in theaters and also online.
These 1-minute time capsules from 120 years ago really let us experience Europe as it was in the past century.